YouTube, Shukenshub here with a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge Megazord. So this is our Bandai America version of Kyoryugen from Juden Sentai Kyoryuger, and I'm very excited to take a look at this. Anyone that knows my reviews know I love the Zord Builder system a lot, and so I'm really excited to take a look at what we got. Here's a quick look at the box. We have really cool artwork of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Triceratops, and Stegosaurus down here that I really dig. And then on the back here we have a really cool suit picture of the Dino Charge Megazord right there, and then more cool artwork of the dinosaurs right there. It also shows some combinations with the Raptor and Parazords, the Cycles, and the newest versions of the Zord armors. But at the time of this recording, these aren't out yet, but hopefully they will be out pretty soon because they look pretty neat. This was $34.99 at Toys R Us, and at the time of this recording is the only place you can find these, but they will be available at Target, Walmart, etc. pretty soon, hopefully. And hopefully the price will be a little bit cheaper there too. So let's get this guy open and take a look. Alright, so here we have the Dino Charge Megazord out of box and into its separate little dinosaur modes. Before we begin, let's take a look at the T-Rex charger included. To make it different than the one that comes with the Dino Charge Morpher, it's actually cast in clear plastic. All the red is still opaque, but all where the silver, gray, whatever it would be, it is clear. Which is kind of cool. I like getting variants instead of repeats, so I always appreciate that. Unfortunately, the QR code is the same, and the pin system is the same, so it's going to make the same T-Rex charger sound in the Morpher, so I'm not going to bother going through that, but it does the same thing you would expect it to. So let's keep that charged up and ready to go. Unfortunately, that is the only one that it comes with. It does not come with anything for the Stegosaurus or Triceratops, so that's pretty unfortunate, I think. I really wish it would have came with clear versions of all three. That'd been pretty neat. But let's go ahead and take a look at their dinosaur modes, starting with the Tyrannosaurus T-Rex Zord. I loved Gabutira in Kyoryuger, so naturally I love the T-Rex Zord. I like the way that it works. It's fairly big, and I appreciate that. I like big Zords. They're pretty neat. Articulation-wise, he's actually got a fair amount of points. Obviously, his little arms move. That's mostly because of transformation. His legs do move a little bit, but the way it's designed, it locks after here. Actually, it can go all the way backwards because of transformation, but it can't swing forward because of the way it's designed. So in order to get it in a sitting position, you have to sort of knock it off the Zord Builder port a little bit, and then swing it forward because it'll be popped off of that track, and I'll show that right now. There is a peg right there and a track right there that it sits in, so it can't go beyond that track. So you can't raise it forward. So you have to knock it off that track in order to get him in a cute little sitting position, which I admittedly really like to do. The arm joint is right here. This becomes a shoulder, so naturally he does have a swivel right there, but you can get in some pretty cute sort of head tilted positions that are pretty adorable. And naturally, because of the transformation, you can rise up quite a bit. So that is always cool too. So he's got a lot of posability naturally that I really enjoy. Tail section is back here. That will make a backpack. There is a Zord Builder port right up here, which will be used for a future combination. And then Zord Builder ports down here on the legs, also for a future combination. And then the legs itself are attached via Zord Builder ports right there. I believe that is it. The arms are obviously attached via Zord Builder ports. So when we get into the combined Megazord mode, I'll show you a couple areas that you can customize your Megazord. So that's about it for the T-Rex Zord. I love him quite a bit. There is one cool thing you can do if you take your charger, open up his mouth, and there is a charger slot right in there. That will pop right in there, and then if you close it, his little head crest pops up. So he's all charged up and ready to go. So I dig that. I like the little bonus features that they got going on there. Obviously, if you know the Japanese toy, it did have electronics and lots of sounds, lots and lots of loud sounds. But obviously, our Megazord price points are much different, and we haven't had electronics on our Megazords for quite a while, so that is more or less to be expected. Okay, so here's our little Stegosaurus Zord, the Stegozord. He's adorable. He really is. Like, these guys are pretty small. Fit in the palm of your hand. They're like little pocket dinosaurs. That's kind of cool. And obviously this part can come off because it will eventually become a sword. Spoiler alert. But there's a cool thing you can do with those that I'll show off after we look at the Triceratops Zord. He doesn't do a whole lot. Obviously, he's got a little bit of leg articulation because of the transformation, so you can just kind of have him laying down, being lazy. Or like one of my dogs, just always on his back. Whatever you want to do. But like I said, he doesn't do a whole lot. Like the T-Rex Zord, he does have a charger function. Obviously, we don't have a Stego charger to use, so we'll just use the one that came with it. So if you push the charger into his mouth, it will activate the flip-up feature for the sword, which is more or less his attack feature in the show. He brings the blade out and then hits people with it. And in the show, he could eat the charger, give or take, if you want to call it eating. Unfortunately, I don't know why they couldn't hollow this out a little bit more to make it close, but the charger doesn't go all the way in to make it close, so you can't actually keep any of the chargers in the dinosaurs besides the T-Rex Zord as of right now. So that's a little bit unfortunate. If you do not have a charger, thankfully they did add a little lever, we'll go with that, right there, and that will swing backwards and pop up the blade. So if you do not have a charger, you can go ahead and do that, and so that is always helpful to get that feature going. Finally, we have my favorite. I love this. It's so pink I can't handle it. The Triceratops Zord, the Tricera Zord, I believe. So it's the same base mold as the Stegozord, so you got like the sitting, squatting, laying down position, and that's really about it. If you balance it properly, I guess you can try to get like a kicking pose or something like that, but balancing issues aside, you can do something like that. Same base features. This will come off, and then that will pop right back on. You can raise up the head, and of course, put in the charger for its battle feature, which is popping out the drill. It basically poops the drill out. And then to eject the charger, just bring that lever forward. And just like the Stegozord, if you do not have a charger handy, just go ahead and use the lever. Always pretty handy. Now, one cool thing you can do that I mentioned before is that these pop off, so you can actually interchange them and mix and match your dinosaurs a little bit. They have identity crisis issues. The Ankylosaurus, the Ankyzord, I think they're calling it an Ankylozord, I don't remember. Whenever that one comes out, it will use the same base mold as this, so its backpack will probably come off, so we can take a look at some other fun combinations of our genetically engineered dinosaurs. So without further ado, let's build the Dino Charge Megazord. Alright, so starting with the T-Rex Zord, you want to pop off that tail piece, very easy to remove, and that will open up just like that. The helmet for the Megazord is stored inside of the legs, and that popped off. But bring the chest area, pop that back in, the chest area around like this, fold those arms down, and then this entire section will rotate toward the front. Bring the legs, swing them down, and there is a peg. There's a peg right there, and a hole right there. And what you want to do is lock those together, and that will stabilize those legs. Otherwise, they are very loose, so make sure you do that. Alright, so now spread out the legs and watch him give birth to his helmet. Oh, there it is. It's a little baby helmet. Then up here, flip that to reveal the head. Take the helmet, That will pop right on there, very much like the legendary Megazord's helmet. On the back here, there is a system of pegs. Those will all get used for later combinations. But for now, you take the backpack piece, the little split open tail, pop that on the lower sections, and that will just sit right back there, all nice and streamlined. And now we're ready for the arms. So take the Stegozord. These will raise up. And then just make sure it forms a yellow line, and you know you're good to go. Raise up the head. A lot of things are falling apart on me in this video. Take the Stegozord and pop them right on those clips right there. Alright, take your Triceratops. It is the same base transformation. So just make sure that those are lined up. Nice and neat. Take the mouth, open it up, and you will want to make sure that the drill is extended. So make sure you do that. And then these same ports are right there. There is a spot here for a charger. So if you took like the charger and placed it inside of the dinosaur, like it does in the show, you can actually still plug it in just fine. So that is the point of having those there. And there you go. So we take our charger, pop it inside of his mouth, and here we have the Dino Charge Megazord. Now, when you're looking at this thing, you may be wondering, but isn't there a green and black Ranger? Yes, but the way that Kyoryuger was designed, the base Megazord had 3 Zords in it, and then you could switch out the arms for the green and black. And we'll take a look at their toys next review. But for now, this is what we got going on. The staple version of the Megazord consists of red, blue, and pink's Zords. Now, the Stego has a weapon, and normally this would open up to be a shield, but our toy does not do that. It's just the sword version of the weapon, which is fine because I like the sword, but having the shield is kind of a big deal considering Blue's entire thing is that he's armored and strong, and so that's a feature that I don't see why they didn't include. That is actually probably my biggest gripe of the Megazord, is that it doesn't have the shield function. The sword is still there, however, and it does look pretty neat. I like the way that the Stego plates, I guess you can call them, make like a nice little edged blade as well as the sword, and then the other side's kind of like a little club. So I've always enjoyed the weapon. He holds it really well, which I appreciate. And then of course you have the drill on this side from the Tricerazord. So that is neat. I've always loved Kyoryuger, so I just love the way that this looks. And honestly, it's a great, solid toy. I mean, it's not really going to fall apart a whole lot. The Zord Builder ports are strong, and the functionality is all there. The sounds are not present, obviously, but given the fact that this is Power Rangers, I don't know if those sounds are actually going to be in the show or not. It might make no sounds whatsoever when it's forming the Megazord. So I am completely okay with the sounds being removed, especially if it's to make a more affordable toy. The Zord Builder ports a little bit upset me, honestly. I love Zord Builder to death. I love it. It's a great functionality for kids and any adult with a strong imagination and creative building sort of desire. And this one falls flat a little bit for me with the Zord Builder ports. It's a little bit of a shame. The only ones that are really available are the arms, popping off the arms, and then this one up here. You can attach like the cannon from the Zord armors up there to make a cannon arm. You can attach the Parazord to make a laser, which will actually be part of an official combination eventually down the line. But you can do that. You can attach anyone up there. And you can add weapons to his shoulder there. Same with the ones down here. You can attach various things down there to give him cannon feet or claw feet or whatever you want to do. And so the play is limited. You can switch out the arms, but then obviously you lose the T-Rex head, which is something very iconic about this guy. And the way that the legs are designed, they don't come apart right here. So you can't switch out the legs for anything. So Zord Builder functionality is quite limited in this guy, and I think that's a little bit upsetting. Especially to fans of Zord Builder. If you hate Zord Builder, then I guess this is up your alley, because the only Zord Builder ports here are the ones present for future combinations. So they didn't taint your toy or whatever it is you people do. But for what it's worth, I do really, really like this guy. He's very solid, and it's very accurate in terms of transformation to the show and to the original toy. So I really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the more involved combinations are going to look like with this guy, because it's a whole lot of fun. So overall, if you enjoy Dino Charge, which isn't out yet at this recording, but it looks like it's going to be really good. Or if you're a fan of Kyoryuger that was on a very tight budget and didn't pick up any of the mecha because they were quite an expensive mecha line, honestly, then these are a nice little substitute, and I really do enjoy the Dino Charge Megazord. It's solid, it's fun, and that's what counts. The only drawbacks to me are the fact that the Stego's weapon cannot form the shield. I think that's a really big missed opportunity there, and the fact that the Zord Builder functionality is quite limited. I was really looking forward to doing a lot of fun things, but at the end of the day, because of how it's designed, there isn't a whole lot of possibility there. And the fact that the Tricerazord and Stegozord don't have any Zord Builder ports on them whatsoever is a little bit disheartening too, because I can't make any fun combinations with 5 of the dinosaurs that we got now without using Stego and Tricera's arms. So Raptor and Para always get shoved to being auxiliary things. So it's a little bit disappointing, but in terms of being a toy, it's very solid and definitely worth the pickup. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.